All right, we here. We back. We back in the studio.
Yes.
We making content, and we here with Kayla. How I say your last name?
Revelus or Revelus.
Revelus. We gonna go with Revelus for the sake of what we doing here today. Kayla Revelus,
yes.
newest YPN Governor. Welcome, welcome aboard.
Yes, so happy to be here.
That's
Thank
good.
you.
Okay, let's start. Okay, first, what got you on real estate? Like, how did you get here?
So I've always, since I was a young girl, I would watch Bravo. I believe it's Millionaire Listing on Bravo.
Mm-hmm.
And I enjoyed watching it. I thought it was the coolest thing to see the luxury listing agents tour $1 million properties and how they would negotiate. And I thought it was really cool. Fast forward to my adulthood, I went to college in South Florida. So I'm born and raised in South Florida.
Okay.
I'm what you call a unicorn. Haitian American. I went to Nova Southeastern University for undergrad and graduate school. Then I studied abroad in China. Once I came back home, I didn't have a job, okay? I thought I was going to work for like a huge multinational company. That didn't happen. The Lord led me to a boutique brokerage in North Miami that offered multi-services. So they had a finance division, a tax division, insurance, and real estate division. So I started working there. And the company was growing fast. The broker told me that he was expanding to Broward County, specifically Tamarack. And he said, Kayla, if you're going to be managing my Tamarack office, you need to get your real estate license. And I thought to myself, I said, okay. So he paid for me to go to Gold Coast. I got my license, and here I am today, 4 years in, about to be 5, yeah.
Oh, okay, welcome. So I guess in those 4 or 5 years, like, how was your start? Like, did you kind of like just take off with it, or did you have to like struggle for a little bit? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how was that?
So, like I said earlier, I was working at the multi-services firm in North Miami. So, because I was working there, I did real estate part-time. Mm-hmm. So, I started off part-time, and luckily because he had a really big book of business, I got leads from my broker.
Okay.
And I remember officially kicking start my real estate career in August of 2020, and I closed my first deal December of 2020. So I started working with my first buyer, I believe, late August, beginning September. But in the meantime, what I didn't know much. All I remember doing is partnering up with my preferred loan partner, Nikema Tureen. We would do Facebook Lives, but I would leverage her knowledge, and we would talk about real estate. We had workshops, and also I remember I was so excited, so I would go to properties in my city and just do tours and post it on Facebook, do Facebook Lives, and people would ask me questions. So then I became like, oh, Kayla's in real estate? Well, let me ask her questions. So that was a great start for me, like a great foundation.
All right, so like you made content and like build credibility on. I really believe in that method. So I guess the important thing like people could take from this is how you made that transition from part-time into full-time. Like, so when you first started and they were giving you leads, like you were just pretty much doing showings, or what side of it were you doing part-time for them to keep traction?
Leveraging other people's platform. Like I told you, my loan officer, my preferred loan officer, at that point, she was in the industry for about 10 years. Mm-hmm. So at first she was a loan processor, then she became a mortgage broker. So I would have events with her, leveraging her knowledge. And one of my good friends, Natalie DeMessman, who owns a title company, and she's a real estate attorney, I would learn from her also. And she would teach for our brokerage. So the power of leveraging other people's knowledge and having events with them, and they would speak, but I would just be the face, like the ambassador. And also, as I'm working, I would get leads from my broker and also my sphere of influence. So once I put out my first official real estate flyer and my business card, I saw family members putting it as their profile on WhatsApp, sharing it with other people. I would make announcements at the church that I would attend. Yeah, and that's what grew my book of business in real estate.
So what I'm hearing is like when you first started, you didn't have like much of your own business, but you made yourself like available as a vehicle for these other industries because like you had your real estate license at this time, but if I'm a lender and I want to put on like a realtor event or I'm a title company, I need a realtor to really like drive it. So you just made yourself available as that person to facilitate. And then you helped with like the setup and everything too?
Of course.
So you got like event planning experience and all the, okay. How are your open houses? What do your open houses look like now? Like how's that?
So here's the interesting thing. I never, with your real estate career, I learned that you don't learn everything in school. you get the real experience on the field, and that's where you learn and you grow and you learn from other people. So my first official open house was at a luxury property in Coral Springs. So this property, one of my close friends, they bought this property. It was a fixer-upper. They bought it, fixed it up, and flipped it. And I did the purchase. I was on the buy side and I was on the sell side, which was a blessing. So, and I've learned that in luxury, the price point for luxury differs in every city. So for Coral Springs, luxury can start at $700,000, and this property I sold it for $759,000. So that was my first open house, and it was an experience. I didn't know much about open houses at that time, but I know I wanted to create an ambiance, very luxe, very nice. So I remember that day I had a really nice, posh, a beautiful black and white dress. My niece, I strategically had my niece to get on board with me. I believe at that time she was 6 years old, so she would stand at the door and welcome everyone. I wanted the prospective buyers to see that it's a family-oriented community, and I wanted them to envision having like their children there, you know? So I had my niece there. We had plugins. We had like piano, classical music playing in the background. So we had speakers. We had different refreshments and an actual brochure that showed you the property details, different things about the city, amenities that's available to you, different information about the information about the AC and the roof and stuff like that. Yeah, it was very, very nice. And that property was basically new construction because everything was remodeled.
I get it.
Fully remodeled. Demolition was done. It was really nice. A brand new roof. So it was like a new construction, 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom, over 2,600 square feet under air.
How did you end up starting that relationship to work with? I know they were your friends already, but how did you get them to trust you with all of that?
That's a great question. So there's a saying that goes, how you do one thing is how you do everything. And my friends know that I put my heart in everything that I do, and there's no medium with me. Either I'm all in or I'm not. Yeah. So they would watch and mind you, this was my best friend and her fiance. So they would watch like the different things that I've done, the success that I had, and they trusted in me and believed that I would get the job done and I would have their best interests at heart. So I was very grateful, because what I realized when we're hired by our family members, our love members, like our inner circle, it's like we have more to prove, because they know us ever since we were little, and they've seen our good, bad, and ugly, the whole picture of us, you know? So I felt like I had more to prove, and I just gave my all, as I do for every person that I work with. But for them, I just really wanted their experience to be great. So they trusted me, and I'm grateful for that. And I'm their preferred. I'm actually the family's preferred realtor, so I'm grateful for that.
That's good, because even it took me a while to get to the point where you started at, as far as like realizing the value of like just doing for others without, I don't need anything, and then it just comes back. It's like you're planting seeds. But how often, or is it a thing for you, or how do you feel when someone you kind of really knew and expected to end up just going right to someone else and like openly in your face, like, oh yeah, I just listed my property, you know? Like, how does that feel, and how does that go?
And that has happened to me.
Yeah.
I was heartbroken. It was a family friend. They knew that I'm in real estate, and I remember visiting their house and giving them my card, and they mentioned nothing about purchasing. Let me tell you. So with this family friend, I don't know if they're watching this.
They might. It's gonna show up.
We're still
That's
cool.
good. That's good.
But this family friend, I was there for them during their baby shower, during their wedding. I helped them out with very pinnacle experiences in their life, and once they purchased their home and they didn't choose me, I was heartbroken. I never asked them why. Maybe I'll probably ask them why they didn't. I guess because I'm over it, and I just told myself, like, every good opportunity is not a God opportunity, and I wasn't selected for some reason, and they did what was best for their family. I don't know what the reason was, and I just know that I would have done a great job.
I realize sometimes they just don't want you to know their finances like that. I had to tell myself that a couple of times. Like, maybe this ain't on me and their business.
But what I've learned is that we don't see the finances. We're not the loan officer. That information goes to them. So I wouldn't have seen that information.
That's real.
Yeah, I wouldn't have seen that.
Gold.
I wouldn't have seen that information. And even And I'm the type of person, I'm very private because I do taxes also. So let's say, for example, if two siblings receive tax filing services from me, I will not disclose like, hey, I just did your sister's. I won't do that.
Yeah.
Because I'm a very
It's
private
confidential.
person and I believe in confidentiality, and I won't do that because, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I think that's the takeaway that people that have like relatives that are realtors like should take away, that a lot of the stuff that you think we gonna know about, we really don't know about. Like I rarely know people's like actual like income and credit score stuff. I mean, I know the credit score, but like stuff like that is like, you know, like the lender really handles that. So you want a arm's length lender if I'm gonna be your realtor and vice versa. So
well, unless they are, I mean, you're applying for like the HOA and stuff like that, then that information would see.
yeah.
But guys, just so you know, we don't see your finances, we don't see your financial documents. It goes straight to the loan officer, and we're not. I know we're not here to judge. I can't speak for all real estate agents because every realtor is created equal, but we really do this because we have a heart to serve and we really want to see people win. So those folks that haven't worked with me that I know, I'm okay with it because I just love seeing people own homes and building equity and accomplishing a huge milestone in their life. So it really does make me happy. I'll go to your housewarming, I'll get you a gift, and I'll root you on because,
that's good.
But don't ask me any questions while you're in the process of buying.
Yeah.
You need to go ask your real estate agent that you hired.
Yeah, I get that. I'm like that. Don't hire somebody that come to me when you got problems asking for clarity.
Exactly.
I will definitely stand my ground there and like I'm like no. But in the nicest way. Okay, so cool. So what my appreciation for all of this is that, like, okay, so I watched this documentary on Netflix called The Black Godfather with Clarence Avant. And like the interesting takeaway I got from that is that the biggest part of his career, he's so big in the music industry. He's on Michael Jackson, like Usher, like all these big names, and he was just a helpful person. Like he didn't produce the songs, he didn't write the songs. He was just like, you got to meet Michael Jackson, man, and then he'll link him. Like you got to meet like Usher, you know, just being a nice guy. He didn't want nothing out of it, and then he's creating this community of people that just want to see him win. Aww. Like they just want to see him like keep going and like survive and like, you know what I'm saying, like. And so I just applied that, like, okay, so I'm just going to just add value everywhere I go. Just if I can just help, I'm going to help. And then I saw a turnaround. Like, people just like, thank you. Like, no, you got to talk to Cleve. He saves you, you know? So it took me a while to figure that out and get there. So that plus, like, content is like this magical mesh. But before, were you always like this? Like, were you always, like, what got you into being a go-giver? It was a book.
So I've always been a cheerleader. I know some people in life are not too fond of it.
Were you actually a cheerleader?
No, not a cheerleader. But I've always been a cheerleader for people.
Got it.
Like I love cheering people on. I naturally love people. I really do. And I love seeing people grow and seeing the best in people. I know some people have said that, Kayla, that's to your detriment or you're gullible. And through the years and through experiences, I've learned to create boundaries and to use better discernment. However, overall, I just love people. And if I know something, I'm not a gatekeeper at all. Anyone that knows me knows that Kayla, she will tell you. Not a gatekeeper. I love sharing information. And I've never had that stringent or limited, restricted mindset. Like, no, there's a huge piece of the pie. We can all get pieces of it, chunks of it, and live in abundance. I have an abundance mindset, and I just love seeing people win. So for us, like, my narrative and philosophy is to recycle the information within each other and for us to grow and support. There's a African proverb that says, if you go alone, you could go fast, but if you go together, you go quicker or faster. Something
you go further,
it's further. Yeah, and I believe, like, collectively, us locking arms, you know something that I don't know. I know something that could bring value to you, and by us collaborating together, we go like this and go further and faster. Yeah.
Just, it's taking me, like, this is what I'm developing into because I was very big on, I need to do this alone. Like, I can't have y'all holding me back. I don't have time to, like, explain to you why I'm doing it like this and, like, got to do it your way. But then you realize, like, I guess my biggest thing was, like, you don't see yourself, well, I at least didn't see myself that far in the future. Like, I can't see the future. Like, what does that look like? What do I want? Where am I going? So I'm just like, this is fine. I'm going to just keep going at this speed because look how fast I'm getting listens. Look how fast I'm selling. Like, but then you realize, like, now I'm going to reset. Like, something happens. Like, you have a break in deals, and then now you reset in your back and say, all right, let's run again. Now we're fast. We're going fast, and then you reset again. But when I started putting like a team together and restructuring how I look at things and how I do things, it's like we're like in tandem. Like I can like have a down moment, like I can be in the hospital for a little bit, and then my team's gonna keep it going, and then now I see we're going further because, I'm ranking up higher on the business plan. So I see your brand is togetherness. Like it seems like you do a lot with other people. Like how does your like real estate business go? Like what's your structure? Are you like a team? Like how does that?
So before I answer that and how you were saying you had a lot of momentum and you were going fast, did you ever write down the vision that you had?
I never had one.
Yourself,
I just needed to be doing something productive, and I found something that I could do productively.
So with the structure that you said you have right now with your team, have you created that team goal? Like, do you have a vision? Because oftentimes I realize people buy into your vision.
Mm-hmm.
If it makes sense for them, then they'll get in alignment and they'll push you forward. And the more you help other people, that's helping you with your overall goal. So is that what you do with your team?
That's what I do now. And that was my pivotal moment. Like, this is like a recent pivot. Like, it's very interesting. If you watch me like 2 years ago and then watch me now, like, it's pivotal. So at first I was just a brokerage. I had 15 agents, and it was just like, how many agents can we get? Let's just get as many agents in this thing as we can, because I heard once you get to 40 they'll buy you out, but it's like, that's like, okay, then what? How do you make sense of it? Like, so I reset. I let go the whole team, and I only kept like, who I felt was like the most like, you're actually interested in this. I don't like, because a lot of my time was wasted just motivating. And then everyone's getting held back because they need like structure, but they're still stuck in motivation because that's what the masses need. But now my vision is to be a real estate resource. Like, I want to be like a news outlet. You see that? So I'm tying this, like, I actually closed this LLC, and it's now just one company. So this is now the Investment Property Guru Solutions Group asset, and it's rented out by the Investment Property Guru Solutions Group. So this funds those activities. That's good. So it's a clear vision now. The agents, they like on my team, they see like, okay, we're trying to be like the household name of like investment real estate, and just the things I'm doing daily is just more consistent. So every day I answer a different forum question on like Bigger Pockets or Facebook investment groups, just to like, I'm constantly seeing as like, okay, this guy knows what he's talking about. If you need somebody in this area, that's your guy. And like the reels, they're always educational, always teaching something, and then people will think like, yeah, but it's all real estate, like you're teaching realtors, not people. But it's like, yeah, but the public see that he's such a skilled and like educated realtor that he's equipped to, like teach other realtors. So in that, it builds credibility, because it's like, look how many realtors I know. The realtor you're looking for, if you look them up, you're probably gonna see me right there in the people they follow. So you're gonna go right back to me like, maybe this is the guy. Because like it's between this guy, but this guy is like apparently friends with all of them. So so it's just being very calculated. I'm very calculated now. It would seem like I'm all over the place, but it's all a calculation.
And intentional, I'd say.
Yeah.
Intentionality.
No one wants to work with the boring person. You want the energy, the like, you know what I'm saying? Like, everyone wants to be like, how do I get in on that? So this is how you pick and then like you add like the niche education, because I'm like studying like surveys, and I can tell you about zoning and development processes and all that crap. So it's like, where else are you gonna get this? It becomes like I learned in, what's this word, bar rescue, you want to raise your perceived value, and I had a very low perceived value when I started. I was just like a guy in real estate.
Tell me more about that perceived value.
So if you close car doors, you'll notice they sound different. If you close the door of like a Hyundai Elantra, it's going to sound different than if you close the door on like a BMW, because BMW engineers the door to be denser. They need more hollow points. It's designed to sound expensive when it closes. So like a G-Wagon, they put a lot of money just in the research on how the door sounds when you close it. It's very satisfying. Like, if you can Google search G-Wagon door close, and it's a thing. It goes like, it's very like it's like, it's SMR. What do you call this thing? ASMR. Even how it locks. And then the BMW, the little ding, that chime, like, it's all about that. It's the little things that if I'm on the phone, someone's gonna hear like, oh damn, my car. You can't get your car to do this. So when I talk to people and they're like, damn, I never had something explained so well, or damn, I just learned like 8 things in that 30-second conversation, that is a valuable contact to have. So you want to share my number with people to show, look how elevated my network is. Let me show you the power of my network. So you see, whenever someone in like a group chat asks for a referral, I try to have it. Like, I'm like, you need an auction license guy? Here you go. Because look how deep my network goes. Think me when you think I need, you know? So then it gets to the point where they stop asking a group, they'll just text me. And then just the same, because I have CoStar access, commercial MLS, I'm in the commercial classes, I can just randomly tell you about, you know, blue top lands, like things like that. It's whenever someone has a commercial client or like, hey, I have someone looking for a restaurant, it's like, I can just say, I have CoStar, you want to work together? And they're like, absolutely. Because the commercial agents and brokers you see today, they're very like hell bent on, I'm commercial, you're residential, stay in your lane. But what does the law say? The law just says my license allows me to do real estate. I can do residential or commercial. It's nice to have the credibility, so I make sure to have the educate. Like, you know, I'm getting a commercial certificate. I still took the classes before, but I'm doing it again because I fell short of my credits, and it resets. It doesn't continue. And just showing that I'm in class, like, it's just, does this make sense? Like, they just like, you just, and then you got to dress nice on top of it, you know? So also, you can't be on every scene. That's another thing I learned. When I was just out everywhere at the same place every day, I'm easy to find. If you want to hang out with me, it's not very hard. Like, I'm right there. Just go pull up. And then people just be in my house all day, every day. So I started becoming harder to reach, harder to be around. So now when you see me, it's a spectacle. It's like, oh, shit, there he is. You know, like, you only see me on, like, my videos. And they're not towards you, so you want to know, like, what my life is like, what's my inner circle like I'm creating this mystery. You know what I'm saying? This is all a thing.
So what I hear is that you are intentional. You're very calculated with your move. You had a vision for yourself, and you're living out that vision every day by implementing specific things and staying true to the goal that you created for yourself and for your life. And also, you have a lot of general knowledge, which is good. So you can sit next to a political leader or a religious leader or next to a sports fan. You'll be able to create a conversation, or whatever country you go to, which is really great. You're also the plug, I hear.
Yes.
And you're not making yourself as easily accessible because you want to be that commodity person. So
right.
I'm loving it.
And in that, you still have to have this super equality. Like, I can't recognize celebrities. Like, it's a thing for me. I don't watch movies. So I would be talking to a politician or political figure, but it's just like I'm talking to a friend or anyone else.
Okay.
And they appreciate someone finally talking to them just like a regular guy.
Yeah.
That's what they want. So, like, I have, like, people in my phone book that, like, you may think, like, oh, my God, you have that person's number, but you know what I'm saying? Like, there's people. Like, you realize that as you go with this, especially when you start, like, because you've done what do you call these things, luxury deal before. Like, it's just people. Yeah. It's just people. They just at work. That's their check. That's their budget. That's what they wanted to buy. Because there's a whole scope of people above them, and they all have goals, and no one doesn't. So when you start to realize that, it's like, even if it's a janitor, the janitor might have, like, that might be Tyreek Hill's cousin, and they might be your referral. So everyone has to get the same level of, like, attention and respect and excitement when you see them.
And service, yeah.
I have homeless people that when we see each other, it's like, all right, my man, you know, like, I see you people, you know, it's like, it's interesting.
I love it.
Because people see that, and they pick up on that, and it matters.
And it lets them know that you're a real person and that you're the same person on screen and off screen. I've heard of some people that are very successful to the public, but their private life is horrible. Their family don't really love them, and it's not their home is not their safe place. Yeah. So you want to be that person, ideally, in camera and off camera, in public and in private. And it's really like what your family and friends say about you that is, I believe that it's more superior than what others say about you, because they're the ones that know the real you, and it sounds like you're the same overall. Yeah,
it's just, you just kind of realize, like, how this all works. Like, for example, in, like, the YPN boardrooms, they just want ideas. But when I first started, I was just looking around just all, like, nervous, like, oh, my God, everyone's so smart. How does everyone have the answer? Like, I don't have the answers. But then I gave an idea, because normally I'm just used to, like, that's a stupid idea, don't say that. But then they loved it. I was like, oh, I thought, you know, like, it's just, you have your thing. So if it's not your area, you just sit there. But if it's your area that on discussion at the moment, that's why you're here. You know, like they want your expertise on this. So for me, when I realized they have like content problems and questions, I'm like, well, shit, I'm doing all this. You know, like guys, all we got to do is, and it's just you just find your lane, and then you just stick to it, and then build on it. So that's what it is. And I realized the most people you see get recycled or not come back are just because they're too shy. They don't have the confidence to talk. So I'm like, oh, y'all want confidence? Y'all want confident people that's like that will talk in public? Y'all want public speakers. Why don't you say that? Okay, I'll teach that class, no problem. I'll go and talk on stage, like no problem, because that's what they're looking for. We need confident people with good ideas. And so it's like easy.
And I like the opportunity that YPN provides too, especially with speaking engagements and training. So the classes that we get to train, and also the speaking engagements that we get to do abroad, which is a blessing. And like you said, it helps you to step outside of your comfort zone and actually bring the potential out of you, because sometimes I believe that we possess a lot of skill sets. We have the resources that we need to become that person that we imagine ourselves to be when we were younger. It just needs to be unlocked. I believe that we all have destiny helpers, and once you meet that person, they'll help you elevate and get to that place in your life that you need to be.
Yeah.
So it's a blessing. Yeah.
That's team building. Like no matter what you got going on, you just gotta find like what your YPN I felt really helped me identify what I was good at and what I should like focus on.
Okay.
So like just hearing in this year, one of their priorities is collaboration. It sounds like that's a pretty good indication on like what they probably expect you to be helping with, because I'm not sure if they also know how collaborative you are. So maybe anything involving collaboration is where you should probably like, you know, step up on like, guys, this is my realm. Like I don't see nobody here collaborating like that. So I got you know, because I'm learning how to collaborate. Like I'm really trying to figure out working well with other people, because I have this problem. I think people don't like me. I don't know what it is. I will just tell myself, whoever it is, whatever situation, one little situation, they hate me. They don't like me. I'm not messing with them no more. And then I'll just move away from people. I'll just like reject it. Another thing is like you can't just let everybody like be your friend or be your, you know, that makes sense. Like you got to get to work with Kayla. You get to work with Kayla. You can't just walk up on working with Kayla.
Yeah.
So it's just that whole balance raises your perceived value.
I like that, perceived value.
And add value. So if you're always adding value, it's like they need you around. Like I need Kayla in this room. Like, okay, so I need content, get me Khalid. I need collaboration, get me Kayla. Like they're piecing like TK is very calculated too. You'll realize like just her going with and putting together YPN is like, let's form a board where we can scope the board itself and see where they would fit better. Cause I'm assuming that's how it goes. Like they're watching us and like put him on the Broward board, put her on this one, put her on commercial, and just seeing like how far they can really take the Miami board. Okay, the main reason.
That makes sense also, because all of these collective inputs will expand the organization. It will draw in new people and fresh minds, more collaborations, more success, more output, more impact into the community. So that's pretty brilliant. And
you can't sit on ideas, because for me, it's like I never thought I'd be on anybody's board, let alone be in somebody's boardroom. Like, I came in, I'm a real estate. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't expect this was an opportunity. So, like, now that I'm in, I don't know how long you're going to have me here for. So, I'm going to just do everything I think y'all want to do, like, right now. Like, at this meeting, I'm going to give you all my ideas I got right now, because y'all might not have me back at the next one. Because I'm assuming y'all don't like me. I don't know what's going on. Why TK stopped coming and sitting by me? She used to sit right there by me, and now she won't sit over there. What's that about? You know? So, I don't know what's going on, but I'm in my head. I overthink. But that's what got me here.
You're thinking, because maybe she just wants to sit next to someone else and make someone else feel comfortable.
I get it.
And get to know someone else. But I do like what you're saying, and it is true. And I can see how the impact is just causing growth. Because what I've realized in real estate, like, yes, earlier you said that I'm just a realtor. No, you're not. Oftentimes, Angelique Hibbert, she always talks about us being a real estate professional and owning our own business.
Because it's sensitive, it'll block you out.
Okay, we're real estate professionals and we own our own business. We're the CEO of our own business. It's our brand, not the broke. We just hang our license with the brokerage, but we're our own brand. And when people work with us, they're working with us because they either know us, like us, or trust us, or maybe all three. So with that being said, being a part of these boards, or being a governor, or being a director or an ambassador, you're not only fulfilling the real estate part, but you're also growing your leadership, and you could do it on the county level, state level, and the nationwide level. And I love how there's so much opportunities to continue to grow, and even with the speaking opportunities we have abroad, who's to say that won't kickstart your speaking career internationally, and
It's
you get
funny.
bookings in Dubai or in Australia and different places, you know?
I wanted to be a public speaker because I had like a lot of traumas and just stuff to talk about. So I just thought I'd be good at it because I like talking. So I was like, how can I make a career out of talking? So it's just interesting to now be here. And it's like, y'all just want me to sit here and talk? Okay. And it just opens these doors. And now I can go on. So like, I'm speaking in Toronto. And that's just like, I'm like, oh my God, how exciting. Yeah, how excited. Woo, go to Toronto. I ain't never even been to Canada, you know? It's just, I don't know. It's like surreal and it's nerve wracking because like I'm confident I'll be back next year, but it's like I cannot be back next year. Like I don't know what they're looking for. I don't know what they need now. Did I like help them all the help that I needed? Like they got the studio. Like it's done. Like you got it, you know? So it's just like trying to find like what's next for me because I really thought like podcasting was my big like this what I bring to the table, but now they got their own studio and everything. So it's like damn, they don't need me no more, but they still have me doing more things. So it's like, you know, you're proud of that and glad for that, but you still got to be on your toes. You can't get comfortable.
Of course. And like you said, you're going to give it your all now. And they're paying attention to all the contributions that you're making.
Right. So, I don't know what's going to. So if I don't come back, at least I could say, like, yeah, but I did this, you know?
And you could always apply for other positions, too.
Yeah.
You don't have to limit yourself to just the.
And it opens your. I didn't know, like, a state director was a thing. I'm a state director, and I don't even think you don't have to be a YPN to be a state director. This is just, like, a thing they open up to you. Like they'll let you know, hey guys, this opportunity is available. Who wants to do this? Who wants to go to Jupiter? You know, so
and you can add all of this stuff is added onto your real estate resume once you do your listing presentations.
Oh
yeah, know
that's the thing.
The caliber of person that you're working with and how vast your network is, which is great because it brings more exposure to that property.
Yeah, honestly, I don't even do listing presentations anymore. They're just consultations. You come to my office or I'll meet you at the house and we just do the comps together.
Okay.
So it's like we're doing the comps together, and then you know commissions are always negotiable. So I do the seller's net sheet with them. I'll be like, "This is what we looking at going away with. Like, does this commission work?" And like, we really make it like a hand in hand thing. And they never had that experience, and they didn't expect the experience to be like that. So I think I just simplify everything and just how can I just integrate this in life so it can keep going. So look, we're learning right now, and I do this every week, and I'm also making content, so I'm marketing. So it's like I'm doing like 3 things right now. So what else can you bunch together and do in a better way that'll help you like scale your career, you know? So you just gotta like think about all the things you're doing.
I like that. So the way that you meet with the sellers, that's your value proposition as opposed to making it more formal, but you make it more comfortable. You create that environment and you bring along that energy and do it hand in hand with them and make it more of a like a white glove comfortable experience. So that's good.
It's like I'm gonna show you how a real estate broker associate does comps. I'm gonna bring my computer over there and we're gonna look at the market together and agree on a plan together. And don't worry, commission's always negotiable, so we'll work on that together. And like it's always an easy, smooth process because at that they don't want a presentation. They like it, but they don't want you to come for that. Like I gotta clean my house and you know what I'm saying? Like I could be watching TV, eating. Like they don't want that. So I try to be in and out in like 30 minutes or so. And I was like, all right, so when can I come back and take the pictures? I'm not gonna do it now. I'm gonna take some phone pictures to start, but I got a photographer. I'm taking a video. I'm gonna show me around the house. Give me a tour. What did you know? Like I make it very natural and like we're a team. We're a team. Like, do you want that offer or why don't you like it? Hand in hand.
So since you're talking about the aspect of being a seller's representative, how do you do your open houses?
I'm teaching that class tomorrow at 1:00. Sign up. I'm gonna see the link.
Tomorrow, 1
o'clock.
PM. Okay.
Yes, tomorrow 1 or 2. So my open houses are very interesting. So I put a smorgasbord of signs. Okay, I had Darnell. You know Darnell, the president-elect. He gave me a crash course on his open houses. It's actually on my YouTube. Okay. So he told me that. You know, on the corner, you'll put like one sign, turn here. Nah, Darnell's putting like 3 to 5 signs right there, like sign. So you see it, like, what did I say? Like, there's so many signs there. Turn left. Okay. Like, it gives you time to think about it. So I anticipated it, so I'll put them even further down the street. And it's like, hey, it's about to be an open house if you turn left. And you're going to see my line of signs, so don't stress out. You can go ahead and merge on over. Get over there. And then when you're over there, it's like 3 more signs. Like, are you going to turn left? And then even if it's a straightaway, I'm putting, like, signs the whole straightaway. Like, it's going to look like a racetrack. It's interesting.
Oh, I love that.
So I'll take like 50 signs out there, and then at the open house, I got these huge like 6-foot flags, open house, and then a big like A-frame sign that says "Ask me real estate questions." It's like a questions booth, and I'll have my team, Jasmine and Marv, they'll be inside, and then like I'll stand outside usually, just waving at the car, saying "All right now" as they slow down, invite people in, because you gotta invite them in. You can't just have the signs. Then I get hot, go inside, and then I'll have a predetermined tour that I'm gonna take you on that's gonna flow with the house. So my most notable open house, it was 2 houses on one lot. We called it 13 Pounds Estate. So I take them in. Let's talk about the front yard. Look how private it is. Let's go in the door. Okay, look at the kitchen. Look at the dining room. Let's go around. Okay, now we're in the back. I'm gonna show you the most boring room first. This is the guest room. Ain't nothing to see here. Look at it. Come out, you see his bathroom. Now let's get more exciting. This is the master bathroom. This is the master bedroom. Look at this ensuite. Push him out the back door, right? Now you out the back door. You can't change your mind. You ain't going back. We're outside, So here's the backyard. Let's go up this little hallway. Look at the butterflies. Oh, this the other unit. Like, I'm talking the whole time. I don't stop talking to you. You can stop me for questions, but I feel like if I'm like just awkwardly quiet, you're just gonna look around like, all right. And then I'm taking you through the second house now. And then now we're out the backyard, and now let's do a lap around the backyard because it's a big backyard. And then I'm gonna walk you to the front, and then I'm gonna say, the person that told me is going to be pissed off that I'm saying this, but I don't care because I don't gatekeep. And then I'm going to say, yeah, and if you want, I have a virtual tour of this house because I do a walkthrough tour of every listing. I have a virtual tour. What's your number? I'm going to send you the link. And then sure enough, here's my number. I'm like, I got you. You want me to text you the listing too? I don't have any printouts or handouts at the open house.
No sign-in sheet?
No. You got to get this text. You want to see it again? I'm going to text you the listing.
And is that everyone that's in the property, do they all wait until you do the official tour with them?
Well, I got my team with me, so if I'm on a tour, you take the next one.
Okay.
And then before the open house, I text my agent, here's the video link, here's the link to the listing.
Okay.
So whatever is more relevant by the end of your tour, you can say, here's the link. Because I first started, I tried a sign-in sheet. We had so many questions on there because they would sit there and like, damn, I'm still like, Yeah. Then I try to jot form. They would scan it and then they fill it out, or they would start filling it out like, I ain't doing all this, and then they would just go on about their business. So I found the best is to, at the end of the day, I'm asking you, is it okay if I text you, and then, but now I know, things have recently changed. So insert antitrust policy and email legal@miamiyard.com. But you want to like apply the legalities to it. So ask the questions like, is it okay if I like email you every now and then? Can I email? But you got to word it right. So I'll be like, is it okay if I email you like updates on the listing or the market? Like if another one comes on the market, would you want to know about it? I got you. Text me your email address. I'm gonna text it. Like it's very simple and like
casual.
I'm gonna like, I want to work with this realtor. And then you have to remember, like, you have a listing. That's hard. And especially with all these like laws, like if it's not your listing, people got to sign like a waiver to even come look at it. But if it's your listing, they just come on in. So you kind of got a really good opportunity of marketing for buyers. And they're coming right in unrepresented. And if they are, they're going to tell you, but they're probably unrepresented. So it's a great opportunity to explain the updates on how the, market works now. Here's how, let me explain buyer's agreements to you. Let me just show you like what your rights are. You don't have to sign with the first realtor. You just give them that rundown and they just see you're knowledgeable. So my business model, do something to get them to talk to me, say some smart stuff while they talking to me, get them to like me, and then I exchange Instagrams, because now you in the system, you're going to see all my reels, and every day I'm teaching you something different, and then here comes CRM stuff, so calculate it.
That's really good.
Calculate
I like that.
it.
It's like a ecosystem.
Yes. Okay, so that down to like the main idea here, I realize a lot of the things you like your, what's the word I want to use? Not visions or aspirations, but driving force. Oh, I want a word. A passion. One of your passions is like just, it seems, having the real estate industry more accommodating to people who speak Creole or just the Haitian community in general. So I do know that there are resources where like you can get a copy of the contracts in any other language, but from what I understand, you have to have it exactly filled out like the English version, and you have to show it to them at the same time, and they can only sign the English version. But the untapped market I'm seeing here is like the need for maybe like courses and education in Creole, because I told you I'm the Broward chair. So I was in a Broward board meeting, and they did the stats because we like to see where our feeder markets are like what countries, nations, cities are purchasing our real estate, so we know to direct marketing and attention to those places. And if I'm not mistaken, the number one, or one of the top, I want to say the number one national origin, how would I word this? National origin?
Yeah.
Moving to Broward County by, the way they checked this was driver's license address changes, was the Haitian community. So I was like, well, I'll be damned. Kayla was just up in here telling y'all we need classes in Creole, and then here it is, our top market seems to be the Haitian community. So, like, what does this look like? So in your career, how often does it come up where there's just not enough resources for like a client that only speaks Creole, or like tell us what the needs are you feel needs to, like, what would you change? Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not sure how to structure this question, but the information is there.
Yeah, I understand. So there's a need. There's a huge need to have the contracts like paraphrasing Creole, or to have like resources in Creole, because some of our buyers, they're financially prepared to make that investment, whether it's an investment property, purchasing properties cash, or just buying their homestead property. However, they just don't know what resources are available to them. So there is a need for that. Recently, I think it was 2 Saturdays ago, I'm also the co-founder of Haitian Real Estate Professionals Association, and the secretary.
How appropriate.
Yes, and we're relatively new, so it's been about a few years, like 2 to 3 years, and we have done a lot. Like, we're registered with the state, we're a nonprofit. We recently did a collaboration with the Little Haiti Revitalization Trust. So the purpose of the Revitalization Trust is to basically preserve Little Haiti and to provide resources to the residents. And right now, Little Haiti's undergoing a 10-year strategic plan to redevelop the city and to just bring more value and beautification to it. So I'm from Fort Lauderdale. I was born in Palm Beach, but raised in Fort Lauderdale, so I'm a South Florida girl to the core. And Little Haiti is very important to me, because growing up, we would go to Little Haiti often, you know, and I've been going to church in Miami since I was a little girl, and I still go to church in Miami now. I go to a Haitian church in Miami, Tabernacle of Glory. So we partnered up with the Little Haiti Revitalization Trust, the Haitian Real Estate Professional Association, and we went door knocking, canvassing. We were raising awareness to let them know about the resources that's available to them, whether it's housing. So if they need to do renovations in their homes, there are funds available for that. If they need funds for daycare, for health insurance, they can get resources for that. Even if they have like legal questions that they need, if they're like a TPS card holder and they need help with certain things, the Little Haiti Revitalization Trust have the resources, and they can come out. A lot of times they don't know what's out there, so we locked arms with them so that we can go out there and raise awareness. As far as Haitians migrating to Broward County, there is a lot of us there. I live in Broward County. I've been living in Broward County basically all of my life. I was born in Palm Beach County, but I've been living in Broward County all my life. And I know, like, Lauderdale Lakes, even the city of Miramar, you will find a lot of Haitians, especially the Haitians that migrate from New York. Most of them either buy in Miramar, Pembroke Pines area, or Plantation. So you'll find a huge population of them there, or like the local residents, a lot of them are living either in Fort Lauderdale, Lauderhill, or Lauderdale Lakes.
And it's interesting that these stats are tracked. Like, I'm just learning that there's research towards all of this, because I'm just not figuring out how marketing works. And if you want to be the biggest industry, you need to know your market so you can know what resources are needed, what educational materials. So your organization, what they do is they bring to light the opportunities and resources that are available for the Haitian community, just so they can like come and see it and just understand it better, because you have it in there, like in Creole. Tell me more.
Yes. So our purpose, Haitian Real Estate Professionals Association, our mission is to basically close the wealth gap in our community. How are we doing that? By equipping the real estate professionals, so providing them with the resources and the knowledge so that they can know that, hey, the contract has been paraphrased in Creole, so when you're presenting an offer to them, you can read it to them in Creole and give them a copy
They can
so
follow
they're
along.
aware.
Yeah.
Yes, and also if someone is there, a tenant needs a place in Little Haiti, or they're going to buy in Little Haiti, well, there's a down payment assistance program in Little Haiti that's available to them. So basically our goal is to develop and to provide resources to the professional so they can go out there in the community to help out the community. What we've strategically been able to do is to partner up and collaborate with other organizations to further our initiative. Right now we are finalizing our home buyers guide in Creole, because I don't believe there's one in Creole, so we have that. We've met with our translator that's doing it in Creole, so we're going to have a mass production so we can share that. We're going to have in May, it's Haitian Heritage Month, so in May we have a lot of holidays that's really big in Haiti. Mother's Day, some of our forefathers were born in May. We have what is this, our Flag Day, so the official Haitian Flag Day is May 18th. So May is a very pinnacle month for us. So we're going to have like a home buyers workshop in Haitian Creole and in English at Sunlight, specifically at a Haitian-owned organization in North Miami. And we know North Miami, there's a lot of Haitian residents there. And also we're going to have like other forums and events just to raise awareness and to celebrate our Heritage Month. So that's what we do. We're collaborating. We're looking to connect with other professionals such as the Haitian Lawyers Association, the Haitian Nurses Association. So there's a lot of Haitian American Association, even the Haitian American Chamber of Commerce. We do a lot with them as well.
That's cool.
So we're strategically locking arms so that we can continue to grow and change the trajectory for our nation and for our lives and for the generations to come.
So YPN is not your first boardroom rodeo. You've been around. You've been out here. Like you on board. You on board tables. Okay, that's cool. Well, happy to meet you. So do you have a website? Like how do they get in contact with the organization?
Yeah. So you guys can go to hrepa.org. So that's HREPA. So H Haitian, R real estate, E. So realestateprofessionalsassociation.com. So it's hrepa.org, and all of our information are there. You'll see the board members, our mission, our vision, and all that jazz there, and events. And we have training classes also. So what we do is, because our focus is the professionals, we have like appraisers, inspectors, attorneys. We've had even a class tailored to verbiage in Creole to better communicate, because Creole is a broken language. It encompasses French also. So there's some words could be said in different ways or in different accents. So it's important to know how to better communicate with our Haitian folks. Like, for example, last night I was on the phone with my godfather, his new mortgage servicer. His mortgage increased drastically.
Like it was an adjustable rate, or
no,
did he
fixed.
refinance? Oh,
it's fixed. So what happens is his property taxes went up by $2,000.
Yeah.
And his homeowner's insurance went up by a few $100s. But then while we're on the phone with the representative, he had a hard time understanding, well, you guys said I had a fixed rate. Why has my mortgage increased drastically?
This is the next year. This is the following year.
It's happening now.
You know what I'm saying? Like he recently purchased the property.
No, he's had this property for years.
Oh my God. With the homestead exemption.
Yes.
Oh my God.
So actually what's going to happen, I have to do a follow-up call with like the appraiser's office, and I'm going to call the insurance company to see what changes we can make to decrease it, and just to make sure his homestead, because I'm sure he filed for homestead, but just to make sure his homestead is in place and it's been applied.
Yeah, you got to redo it.
But it has increased drastically, and we're on the phone for a long time. I couldn't speak because they didn't give me authorization, but he was going back and forth with the mortgage servicer, asking him, like, it doesn't make sense. Why has this increased? And that's because what people fail to realize is, although you're on a fixed rate, that doesn't mean your escrow account, which encompasses your mortgage, which encompasses your property taxes and your homeowner's insurance, that is not fixed.
Yeah, that can change.
just about every year.
Yeah.
So that's going to affect your mortgage, which is going to increase your mortgage. So he couldn't rationalize that, and I had to step in to explain that to him, like, this has nothing to do with the bank. We have to go to the city.
Yeah.
There are other people that we have to speak to see how we can get this rectified, or to have a better understanding. And at that point, that's when he understood. So I think conversations like that is very important, because oftentimes as a homeowner, it's a huge milestone. It's a great investment, and it's a great vehicle to build generational wealth. However, it comes with a lot of responsibilities.
It does.
And you have, in Creole, we said, "Faut faire économie," meaning you have to budget.
Oh, hold on, let's learn. Okay. Faut faire économie. Like
yes,
that. Wait, what tone am I using in that? Like,
faut faire économie.
But okay, say it in English so I can imagine like how I should.
In
what
Creole,
tone?
when you're translating in when you're interpreting in Creole, you don't interpret verbatim.
Oh.
It's just like paraphrase, So just like oftentimes people say "sac passé."
Yeah.
I know you heard "sac passé, not
yeah,
boule."
Yeah.
"Sac passé" means what's up. "Not boule" means we're burning.
What's sac à fait?
Yeah, sac à fait is good, but
what's that one mean? That's the same thing.
What's up?
Okay.
So when you say "not boule," most people's response is "not boule." We're burning. No, the better interpretation of that would be "we're good," or "we're doing fine."
It's fine. We fine.
Exactly.
Okay.
But you don't have to be literal and verbatim.
Because it's broken. It's like slang.
Exactly.
That's cool. That's good to know.
With Faut faire économie, I always tell, when I'm doing my buyer's consultation, I tell them, hey, faut qu'on gagne un carnet, faut qu'on fait réserve, faut qu'on fait économie, meaning you have to have money on the side, because different things will come up, whether it's repairs or, escrow going up, so they could be aware and prepared for that.
So it means like be mindful of be mindful of the future. I see.
Future
Focus for economy.
So
I like
my
it.
dad,
Okay.
there's a proverb my dad would always say to me, and as I got older, it made more sense. He says, "No faut qu'on fait cabane, on va coucher là-dedans." So prepare your bed.
Okay.
Before, so you could be prepared for what's to happen. So you want to make those proper provisions, take the proper precautions, so you could prepare for what's to come in the future.
Okay.
So, yes.
I get that. Okay. I had another question, but I didn't want to interrupt, so I lost it in my phone. That's cool. So, I remember the biggest thing I'm now seeing that is affecting people with like their mortgage payments being dropped or spiked is the FEMA remap. Like FEMA remapped the flood map, so a lot of properties that did not have flood insurance required before, now you're in the flood zone. So a lot of people just getting hit with that. So I think the biggest responsibility is realtors just don't know that they need to know about how taxes work, because you'll be surprised how many people come to me and say, yo, what's going on? My taxes just went up. I'm like, well, did you look at the tax estimator? Because you can estimate what they're going to go up to the following year. But, because let's just say someone owned the property since, like, the 90s or, like, something like that, and they were protected under that homestead exemption. When they sell it to you, it gives them an opportunity to recalculate. Then you got to lock in your homestead exemption. So that's the biggest thing I realize people, like, they'll buy houses and had no idea about. I'll even tell people that I know just bought a house because they didn't buy it through me. It's like my little, like, sprinkle of you should have called me. And they're like, what? Because you're at the top of your, like, budget already. And then that recalculation and the flood map happens, and then now you just, what do you do? But I did hear that some people can get their property, which was rezoned, like, you can get a variance if you're, like, on the edge of it. Like, they're like, okay, you know what, you're right, you shouldn't be
target Miami as opposed to
yes, this is where I come in as a Broward chair. So, like, if they find out you live in Broward, they'll be like, oh shoot, should be next year's Broward chair. So Broward will host their own events. You can just attend those events just to kind of, like, be on the scene, and then, like, it's the same, like, you're still, like, building the same network, because, we're all one big board.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I do agree that, like, more things need to happen in Broward, just because, like, you don't really know how much is going on in Broward. Like, especially because they're so deep in Miami, they have no idea what's going on up here like that, Not to say like that, but it's our role as the Broward residents to inform them and bring them up to speed and say, there's this new place we should check out. I think it'll be a great opportunity. Yes.
And I know quite a few, like, restaurants in Broward, because I live there.
So that's the collaboration part. It's like, where can we host events? That's the biggest thing they need help with. Like, so if you have, like, a venue that you think, like, oh, you can host a nice little event here, an award show or RE Bar Camp, something like that, then I often like I'll talk to if I'm in an art gallery or anything like that, I'll talk to the owner like, hey, sometimes I'm with the board, sometimes we need like event spaces, and they'll tell you what they can work out. Sometimes they like won't even charge because it's the board, and then you just talk to the board like, yo, this is what I just found. What do you think? And they're like, love it, line it up. So it's like they empower you to do a lot, and it's just realizing that and then acting on it, and now they're like, she adds a lot of value. Bring her back. We need that.
Okay.
Yeah. More Creole stuff now because that was fun. Okay. How do you say? Okay, we just go advise them or something. It has to be educational. We want them to know that when you're purchasing a property, you want to estimate what the taxes will increase to. Don't rely on that tax amount you see there. So how would we like quickly in like one sentence that like I could learn how to say that? Check the taxes first or something like that.
Yeah, so not only check the taxes, but oftentimes on the listings, it'll have 2023's taxes.
It's very dated. Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it'll have 2024's taxes. So the loan officers, what they'll do is they'll look up the tax roll and just give them an estimation, but we always advise them that the tax is going to increase. So what we say is, assurance caio ap monte. No, sorry, I just said homeowners insurance. Property.
So property
tax.
is it's not the same. It's property.
Yeah.
But spell it. Well, you don't have to spell it, but like, those are still ours?
Yes.
Okay, it's just enunciated differently.
Yes.
Property, but it's spelled property.
No, it's spelled differently.
Oh.
I actually have the correct spelling. That's the thing in Creole. Sometimes certain words could be spelled differently.
There's like a missing R at the end there.
What region you're from?
Yeah.
Yes.
Here's a question: can one person speak French to one person speaking Creole? Can they communicate? Like, would that be? It's different. It's very. Oh wow.
And they might not understand each other.
Oh.
So someone from, I remember. So I've been to Canada, but I've been to Montreal.
What's that?
Montreal.
Oh, okay.
I
Go
typically say the pronunciations in Creole sometimes, or French. But I've been to Montreal, and it was a culture shock to me to see Asian people speaking French.
That's cool.
I never saw that.
That's so.
And I think they were from Japan, and they were so fluent, and it was so interesting because some of the words that were used in Canada is different from France, and it's different from Haiti. But the Haitians, he was previously occupied by the French. That's
Canadian French is different from France French.
Yes.
That's interesting. So I'm trying to, like, as you could tell, I'm trying to slowly just learn new languages little by little. Just, you just pick on what do I need to say at this moment. And then I feel like if you could get the key phrases, because it, like, South Florida market, we're just like this big, like, yeah. So you don't know what nationality you're going to encounter. So you got to know how to, like, conduct yourself. So I got kiss, bow, or shake hands just because, like, there's so many differences from one culture to the next, so I just try to like make sure I don't offend because I'm so loud and just like out there, like I'm all over the place, so I can easily come in and just like, they be like, oh no, get this guy up out of here. So far it just seems like the two things I'm trying to learn right now is Spanish, and it's like a tie between, like, I don't know if I should like try to learn French or try to learn Creole, like, it's like, where do you go first and then pivot over? How does that?
I think it depends on who you're looking to serve.
Yeah.
To me, it's growing up, my parents, we spoke Creole in the house, and they gave us Creole Bibles. So that, and I've been going to Haitian churches since I was young. So it's easier for me to read Creole. Like my family, especially the ones living in Haiti, they'll text me on WhatsApp in Creole, and I could understand it, although I was born here and I know English, so I'm Haitian American. So to me, it's easier to learn Creole as opposed to French. French is more formal. Creole is not formal at all. And French, when I took French in college and in high school, it has a lot of the Latin roots is similar to, because of the Latin roots, so it's similar. You see similarities to Spanish. So some of the words I would see in French, I can identify it, or even if I see it in Spanish, I can identify what is being said because of the similarities to French, and it's the Latin root.
That's interesting. Yeah. That's my vision. My goal of, like, a long-term goal for mine is to speak like more than two languages. I only speak one right now. I can like find my way, but I just want to be able to like adapt and just like communicate. I really want to be that resource for all. Like in South Florida, I feel like you have to be able to, like, even if I have to like build a team of
Within
just
the
like
team.
making sure I have representation for.
But you have that.
Yeah,
so
it's
if
good.
you have someone that's speaking Creole that Papa le Anglais,
Yeah.
meaning don't speak English. Then
Okay.
You'll say,
Papa, how you say it?
Pa parler. So pa
Papa le
means
Anglais?
not. Parler means to speak. So
Yeah.
pa parler Anglais.
Okay, so
Anglais
I can be
is
like, oh,
English.
Papa le Anglais?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, no. And I'm like, no problem.
Yeah.
And then, okay, do you know what? We need like a translation service for realtors. Like, is that a thing? Like, this should be a thing.
I actually know. I know a few translators that are great. Like I told you, we have one that's doing our buyer's guide.
I mean, like I tell them what language I need, and they like, got you. Hold on.
Okay.
You know,
be great. Yeah.
we need to find
like a
this
directory.
A directory. Yes. So, because it's like it's gonna solve the gap. Because I feel like a lot of people might have a hard time finding realtors because, like, what if you speak Swedish? Like, you got to go out there and find a Swedish realtor. You know, like, you should be able to, like, this is a good realtor. I want to work with that realtor. And then, like, the communication barrier has been filled. So I think maybe that's the next product spotlight we try to figure out.
Interpretation directory, that would be great. But most times, just like with advertising, you'll see either on a car or on a magnet or somewhere it says habla español or nous parlons créole, meaning the same thing. We speak Creole. So yeah, just to attract more people.
Well, it's interesting, and I just love like finding new like interesting fun facts about the industry that we can learn how to leverage. Like, how do we make this better? Because that's the name of the game. Like, finding a problem and how do we fix it? How do we make it better? And that's what we're trying to do here. So I appreciate you coming.
And raising the economy too. You saying that, it just made me think of the Haitians that opened up a restaurant in Ohio, and even the restaurants that are here and the lounges that are here, they're including the Haitian culture and the dishes, and it's really nice to see other nationalities go there and buy food. They don't know Creole at all, but they'll know griot or pickles, which is our spices that we eat with plantains and with food and stuff like that. So I love seeing the culture here, whether it's Indian food or African food or even American food, soul food. So it's really nice, and I do believe at the core we are all one. We all bleed red, and we all play a role, and together we can really go further.
I like it. So I feel like the biggest takeaway here is the best thing we could do is just build a database of fellow realtors that have other skill sets and speak other languages and other areas of expertise, because when you encounter a client with a special need, you know who to tag in.
Yeah.
Like collaboration.
Mate, look, our
he's Serbian. Yeah,
yes,
that's true.
That was the coolest thing ever.
That's true. You know what? Now that I think, where else you gonna get a Serbian friend? That's true. Like I like, it's just the people and then like the experiences and opportunities you just surround yourself by just by being involved and showing up to things.
Yes.
It's just like it makes you want to do it more, but at the same time I'm just nervous to do too much because I don't want to do a bad job. So that's why I haven't joined anything else. Like I'm just like, YPN, let's start here. And I'm like, okay, I'm getting a hang of it. And then I'm like, now is like next year, it's like I'm gonna actually start showing up to stuff and traveling, like, cause it's just, you know, my kids are 1 and 2. So the first year I did YPN, I had my first baby, and then right after that I had a second baby. So it's like it's hard to like get out and show up to stuff, but I still wanted to like add value somehow.
But I believe that there's a season for everything. It says that in the book of Ecclesiastes. There's a season for everything in life, and it goes back to the vision that you have, and if it's in alignment with your vision, then you do it. But if it's not, then you're not going to do it, because that's what's called a distraction. And there are so many distractions. Like literally there are times where I'm getting pulled from left to right, and I just have to remind myself, like, Kayla, is this in alignment? No, it's not. If it's not, then honey, I'm not going to be there. I love you, but I'm not going to show up, because it's taking away from what I could have been doing. And I've learned to say no, because every time that I say yes to something, like I'm saying no to something else, and that's furthering me away from my goal. So just being in alignment is very important. Being intentional is very important, and not saying yes to everything. And it goes back to what you were saying, how you're very intentional at where you go, and you don't want to be that guy that's everywhere. No, you want to be exclusive. Like, oh my gosh, he's here. Like,
Yeah,
chance
it's
to
like
talk to
they
him.
don't care to
So,
see you as
yeah.
much. Just like, I'm gonna see you tomorrow. Like, I don't even have to go over and say hi because I'm gonna probably see him in like 20 minutes. That's how I look at it.
My mom used to say, "Pa drive kay moun," meaning don't just hang out everywhere.
Yeah.
You want to be exclusive.
My wife's grandma used to be like, they ain't got no home. Like, I don't know how to say their crib, but like that's
Exactly,
like they just always hear like this they think. Like I don't want to, I don't want nobody to look at me like that.
Exactly.
But that's really it. So this is good. This is nice. We got a lot from this. This is how they find you? How do people reach you?
Yes. Hey, people.
Mhm.
So I can be reached on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, everywhere. Just my name, Kayla Revelus. I believe my name is unique, so I'm the only Kayla Revelus in this world.
Mhm.
Kaylarevelus. V as in victory. ELUS. So Kayla Revelus on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook. My phone number, call me 754-757-7690. You can slide in my DM because I do check that. So yeah, I'm Kayla Revelus everywhere. Call me, text me, WhatsApp, tout bagayo, mwen la rele map ton nou.
And you can't spell Revelus without us.